Alright, here's my first ride, 25 Yamaha YZ250FX. First time I even started it, it's in my garage. A little smoke, see that? Why it's smoking like that? I'm gonna ride it a little easy, see how it goes. On-off throttle is much more abrupt than my 450. It's interesting. First time checking into the channel. I also have a 24 YZ250FX. And the on-off throttle on that bike is super smooth. Yeah, look at it. Now no light is zeroed out on the power tuner app. Feels like a feather throwing it back and forth. Oh, feels pretty stiff, and you know why? A guy was talking to me in the parking lot, and I did not check my tire pressure. Probably at like 25 pounds. I'll just run this trail, and I'll go back, and I'll check it. Alright, take two. So it had like almost 20 pounds of pressure in the tires. Guy started talking to me in the parking lot, and I totally forgot to check my tire pressure. First time from the dealer, so I did go through the suspension, make sure everything's in standard, check bolts, didn't check the tire pressure. I figured because it's been pretty chilly down here in Florida, I'd rather keep it high, and I'll just lower it once I get to the trail, and I forgot. Anyway, alright, so first couple of minutes on this thing, boy is it stiff. My 450's got suspension done on it, so obviously it's a little softer. Brand new, 0 hours on this bike though, so I ain't gonna judge it too harshly yet. I'm running in the standard map that it comes with. And then my second map, I put in on the power slider the most aggressive setting. No traction control. There's actually another level of traction control over my 450 on this bike. I have off, medium, and then high. And then this has off, medium, high, and then like even a higher setting. So I'll play with that. I don't know if I'll play with it today. The goal today is to break it in, get a feel for it. Woo! Front end's a little loose. Braking is keep it under half throttle for a little while, then keep it under 3/4 throttle for a little while, and that's it. that shouldn't really affect my normal riding. Tiny little hill there. You can already feel the lack of torque from the 450. Here. So now, even with the throttle being much snatchier than the 450, you don't have the gobs of torque, so it doesn't feel like, it's not very annoying. On some 450, you know, it's just 2 on and off. Even my 350 gets a little annoying. Again, first gear through here. Probably could go second. First real ride after my crash last race, so I'm not going to be totally on my game because I'm still a little stiff. My back's a little rough. Quick movement hurts. But I couldn't wait any longer. This thing's been sitting in the garage for too long. Barky, huh? I guess I'm not putting that much throttle input for the 450 most of the time. Alright, first set of single track trails. Let's see what we got. Playing with the adjustment on the clutch. Get it where I want it. Gotta bend the brakes in a little bit too. They're not very responsive yet. Haven't had to use them. First. Second. Just more of an annoyance. Can't believe I did that. I just don't have my real quick real quick reaction. My side hurts that I just fell on again. Stupid. God, this shit is beat up, huh? Alright, checking back in. Did a couple of miles. Typical Yamaha FX series. Suspension is definitely on the stiffer end. So it'll be great for the high speed stuff. Big whoops with big hits. Probably a little stiff for slower technical stuff. But we'll circle back to that after we break it in. Get some hours on it. Power is nice and smooth. A standard map. Get on it. I'm still in that 0 to half throttle. I'm not gonna obviously try lugging it. Terrible to do to a new bike. If anything, I'm gonna rev it a little more and let it engine brake. Can start adjusting the clickers too. So basically, the way rebound and compression is set, there are 20 adjustments for the manual, and everything's at 10 for standard. So we got quite a bit to go to soften it up. Runs well, no flame out. Even when I fell over back there, stayed running. Sorry, like this should probably look a little sloppy. Usually I'd sit through that, but I'm trying to stand everywhere. Brakes are starting to bed in. And throttle response is super crisp. Haven't noticed like any gap. I'm not obviously revving it all the way out, but so far low to mid-range, just tuned very smooth and linear. Ouch. Yeah. Down. Okay. Try aggressive map. So now this is level 7. Most aggressive map you can do on the slider. With it breaking in, I'm not sure how much of a difference we're going to feel immediately, but we should. And this first section right here, straight up Enduro. let's see if it's too snatchy for this. This is first gear, so it's as bad as it gets, right? God, it sounds good. Loud, but it sounds good. Alright, it opens up a little bit, so go to second. Third. Go back to second. Could carry third all day long if I was ripping through here. I'm not. Taking a bit off, so just know, yeah, third gear would flow perfect with it. Trying to work on that. Bedding that front braking. So far it's dull. Not very strong. Oh, I think there's another tight section. I'll tell you what though. We'll stay in first, but I think I can run second through here. Go second. Obviously engine braking is no issue coming from 450. Oh yeah. We'll go back to first. Could definitely do it all day long when it's broken in. I just don't want to do it right away. I don't want to lug it like that. But second would be great. Damn, this fucking front brake. Terrible. It's literally dog shit right now. It's like it's not working. Look at this. Squeezing the shit out of it. Come on, buddy. So far the gearing seems better spaced than on my 450. So let's talk about, oh yeah, shit, they locked in here. It's actually a good time. Stop and talk about the mapping. So the mapping from 0, so the scale 0 to 7, right? And I think 4 is like the standard map on in the Yamaha app. So I have it at 4 standard when there's no light on. When there's a light on, it's all the way up to 7. The thing I noticed on this bike so far, there's not that much of a difference. It's not like the 450 where you can go from mild to wild. And it makes sense, right? It's 250. There's not that much room to play with. So, all the way up, most aggressive, you're just getting a little more bark, a little more snap out of it. That's the biggest thing I'm noticing. It's not drastic. It's almost like you could, if you're not thinking about it, you wouldn't really notice it very much. And a standard map almost seems like it has a little less engine braking. I don't know if that's true. I got to keep riding it to see. But yeah, so far, I do really like it. It never feels like a handful. So if you're debating between 250, 450 FX, unless you got some big hills or like wide open areas, this is going to be more than enough for you. You're not going to need any more than that. Yeah, so let's continue. We're going to try and continue down this trail. Hopefully it's intact because I love how it flows through here. And yeah, we're just going to go that way. So we're in standard. I've been riding in standard, so let's go to the progressive map now. Yeah, I did switch my start to over here for air scramble starts. And this, my buddy did it, and I was like, damn, that makes more sense. It's flat. It doesn't have this big knob sticking up. So, nice and responsive. I don't know, guys. Yeah. It's gonna suck. And I'm gonna crawl through here because I don't have all protection bits on here or anything. So I don't want to be puncturing a radiator or something stupid. Little bounce and throttle, no third gear, no clutch. Pulls the wheel up, no problem. God, this thing sounds good. Sounds so racy. As fast as a 450 rev. I'm not good enough to be able to use as much power as I can on this. Alright, let's go back to standard map. Yeah, okay, there's a little crack of the throttle difference. Well, it's going to be fun to do a little lap battle between this and the 450. But this thing for sure is where I want to do enduros on. Oh yeah, when you can lug this a little more after it's broken in, it's gonna be fun. Coming into corners, the clutch out of there. Oh yeah. Because honestly, second gear is a little high strung. I think third gear would be perfect. Oh god, holy shit. The whole front brake is loose. That will fucking do it, won't it? Alright. Alright, let's do a quick wrap up of so far. I don't really dislike anything. The only thing I was having a problem with was my brakes. Front brake feels really weak. It was loose. So we're going to go test that right now. Aside from that, gearing, spacing feels good. Mapping feels great. On-off throttle I don't love. It's pretty snatchy. Let's see. better. Still doesn't, yeah. So still not as strong as my 450s, but it's better. So yeah, I mean, clutch will take a little bit of getting used to again for cable. Transmission feels a little notchier than my 450. That was so buttery smooth in the beginning. These are all just little minor things I'm noticing. No like real dislike. I'm gonna go aggressive map. I like the extra snap. Yeah, so far so good. Just takes that 450 edge off. But I'll say if you like that, you like to like literally carry the wheel over anything you want and the gobs of torque, clearly this is not gonna have that. I feel like this is gonna make a real good rate spike. Low for like flowy trails, tight technical trails. I can see this thing doing great in Enduro. Down here in Florida anyway. Yeah, I really like it so far. Like hops like that, you know, to pop the front tire up, there's no issue. It's got plenty of torque for that. Suspension's already loosening up a bit, so I'll be curious to see how that does after a couple more hours on it. Like for this stuff, what I'm doing right here, keep it a gear higher, or lower, I should say. Keep the revs up. There's plenty of power. Oh yeah, front brakes feel much better now. Second pass through here. Feels more comfortable. I feel like with log hops and carrying the front wheel though, you do have to be just a little more precise than you normally would on a bigger bore bike. Because it does lack that bottom end torque in comparison. Even to say like for compared to my 350. So that was third gear coming out of there. Little clutch. And it snaps right to life. Yeah. Alright. It will wheelie just fine. I gotta get it up a little higher. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but the back, I'm not ready for the fine twitch movements, and the last thing I want to do is loop this thing out if I get like a pain and I miss my rear brake or some shit. You guys understand, right? This thing sounds really good. Woo! Front brake still feels a little dull. but it's better. It definitely use an improvement. You ever heard the term wooden? Brake feels very wooden, meaning like it's not grabby. Alright, that's it guys. I like it. See you in the next one.